What's good, guys? We're back at it again with another video. As you see from the title, today we have my high school basketball story freshman year. And on this channel, we've made my AAU basketball story. We've made my D1 basketball story, but not everyone has played AAU. Not everyone has played basketball at the collegiate level. And I think especially since it's high school season now, this is the perfect time to come with this story time. Also, there are a lot of things that went on over the course of my high school career that I feel like you guys can relate to, as well as learn from. And there's a lot of funny stuff that went on during that time that I think you guys would like to hear. Let's jump right into it. Before we start talking about my freshman year, I got to set the stage for you guys, got to set the stage for what type of player I was at that time. I told you I started playing basketball maybe around third or fourth grade. Didn't make the sixth grade team, I don't believe. So seventh and eighth grade, moving into high school, was kind of the first time I was getting my feet wet with organized basketball outside of Upward on Sundays. We talked about it. Everybody get the little patch on your jersey. That's all I knew. So seventh and eighth grade, I was still trying to figure out the basketball thing, figure out if I'm actually really good at basketball, because at that time I was still in band and I was actually pretty good at band. So I had people telling me when I got to high school that I needed to join marching band and I needed to take band serious. So I was thinking, oh, should I pursue that? Also, my grades were good. So I'm like, all right, do I need to start to really focus on grades so I can get these academic scholarships? Basketball, I wasn't that good. I'm still dropping passes. I'm missing wide open layups. I had no confidence. So basketball, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to make the high school team until I go to this one summer camp right before high school. Let me also make it a little bit easier for you guys to picture what I looked like around that time. This is what I was looking like. So I looked more like somebody who was in band than a basketball player, than an athlete. So you can understand why I was kind of like, oh, am I even going to play basketball in high school? Because I ain't looked the part at all. Back to the story. It's the night before the summer camp, and I knew that the high school head coach was going to be there. I knew that this is kind of going to be his first time evaluating the incoming freshmen, what we're going to look like, if we're even going to make the team. So I remember that night I'm Googling up moves because I'm a big, right? So I'm Googling up post moves, like what can I do? What moves can I do? Because I didn't have any post moves at all. I was just trying to think of, all right, what can I do out there that could potentially get me on the team once the season starts, once I actually get into high school. I show up to the camp. I remember I get it on the left block, and I don't remember who did this move. I take one dribble middle, show the ball, up and under, finish, right? And after I did it, I'm like, hold on, that move actually just worked, because the person, remember how young we all are, the kid, when I showed the ball, jumped out the way, so I got a wide open layup. Coach Sellers come up to me, he was head coach at Cal. Yeah, what grade you in? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to be a freshman this next year. He like, oh, okay. Okay, I remember I was so happy. I ran home to my dad. I was like, Dad, he asked who I was. Like, I might make the team. This is how unsure I was about my basketball career at the time. Fast forward to my first day of school, and I'll never forget this because I walked through the bus port. I'm also around maybe 6'2", 6'3" at the time. Maybe 6'3", probably more around 6'2". I walked through the bus port, and I just see this one dude, like, at the end of the hallway staring me down. And I'm like, bro, why is this dude looking at me? Obviously, I'm a little bit taller than all the other freshmen, but I'm like, why is he just staring at me? And then it clicked for me. I'm like, oh, I think he on the basketball team, because I've came to some games before. I'm like, I think he played basketball. Like, I think he trying to intimidate me, whatever. I'm telling you, like, no lie, I'm watching this dude. He just staring me down as I walk into school on my first day. So I'm already kind of uneasy about the whole high school experience. Like, what if the older kids on the team really gonna try and get on me, try and haze me, bully me, whatever? So that's what I'm nervous about first day off the rip. The school year starts, and one of the reasons why I just told you what happened on my first day is when them off-season workouts started, and I knew that some of the older varsity players were gonna be at some of these off-season workouts. What would I do? Oh, coach, I got banned. Oh, coach, I gotta do this. I gotta go home. Like, I was avoiding off-season workouts my freshman year. You guys know it bled over into the actual season when, coach was asking me to go to varsity practice, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, I wasn't trying to go to none of the off-season workouts. I'm nervous. Like, I had no confidence at all, and I didn't want to be in any type of situation where, somebody could get on me and somebody could, make fun of how bad I was at basketball or whatever workouts we were doing. So I was just avoiding everything at that time. The season starts, we do tryouts and all that. I end up making the freshman team. The freshman team only, not freshman, swing JV, not freshman, but I sit the bench on JV. No, I just do freshman everything. I show up to freshman practices at 6 a.m. in the morning. And that's it. And honestly, I was good with that because I didn't want to be around any players that were that much better than me because that would make me look really bad. And obviously, I was the tallest. Like I said, I was already like 6'2", 6'3". So, of course, I was one of the tallest freshmen there. When we go play other freshman teams, I was one of the tallest players out there. So I really just didn't feel crazy challenged. It didn't really make me feel uncomfortable, if that makes sense. And it all changed when I had this one home game. I don't know what I was on that day. Even to this moment, I can't remember too many memories from that specific game in terms of being on the court. I just remember leaving the gym, going to our main gym to go watch varsity play. And I don't know if it was a parent, a coach. Somebody told me like, yeah, you know, you had a triple-double or you almost had a triple-double. And I'm like, huh, I had what? Like, I didn't even realize I had that. Second thought I had after that was, oh, like, I wonder how school's going to be the next day because that was the first home game that I played well in, that there were actually people from my school that came to watch us play. So I was excited to see how school the next day was going to be because like you see on TV, when dudes have a good game the next day at school, they all popular and this and that. So honestly, I was excited to see that. Third thought after that was, oh, once Sellers here, what you have, you ain't going to be on freshman much longer. Like, you going to have to play JV, varsity, whatever. Like, I don't know what's going to go on, but I knew that that game was extremely important to what was going to happen next. Surely enough, I will say this. I do remember one person came up to me the next day at lunch and told me good game. And I remember I was so happy about that because that was the first time somebody actually acknowledged my play before. Like, for real, at least somebody from school. But also what I said was going to happen happened. So all of a sudden, I'm not just on freshman. I'm on freshman and I'm swinging JV, which means I'm going to freshman and JV practices. I think that moment was one of the times where my entire career changed because when I started going to JV practices, we had this JV coach, which was one of my teammates' dads. And when I tell you he wasn't playing none of that, oh, like I just missed a layup, oh, I just dropped a pass. I remember I missed one layup and I missed another one and I missed another one. So it started getting in my head. He took a chair, put it in the middle of the court, had me sit on the chair and had my teammates just running lines beside me until I can make a layup. It was like that, which is why I say like this is where my mindset kind of changed and where I kind of realized like, hey, you can't do none of that missing layups. I don't care if you're going to have to get in the gym and figure it out, but ain't none of that going to work no more. And also that's the period where I dunked for the first time because I had some incentive to stop missing all these layups. You better figure it out. Even if you have to start dunking, figure out something. You just ain't going to miss no layups and not have to sit in the middle of the court no more. So for the rest of my freshman year, I was still playing freshman, swinging JV towards the very end of the year because I started getting better because I had a coach that was holding me crazy accountable. So I did start to get better. I started playing a little bit more minutes on the JV side, less on freshman, but I was still playing both. We've talked about this before. Also, a varsity coach was texting me from time to time, hey, come to practice after school. I'm doing just like I was doing with off-season workouts. Oh, coach, my phone died. I'm already on the bus. Oh, coach, I got to go to this and that. Oh, coach, I got brand practice. Like I'm coming up with all that because I was still so intimidated about playing at the varsity level. Even though I wouldn't be playing, just practicing, I was still so intimidated about that. Season ends and I had a pretty solid year playing both freshman and JV. I did get a whole lot better. And I also want to keep reiterating that I did play freshman and JV, but at first I was just playing freshman my freshman year of high school. And this is for all the players watching this now who might be a freshman. You might even be a sophomore and you think, oh, if I don't play varsity in my first 2 years, like I'm not going to go to college. That's not the case. Just run your own race. But as the season ends, you know, and this is something that I've talked about with you guys before. We'll talk about it more as I make the sophomore year video. But I was feeling a lot of pressure, not only from my coaches, from my teammates, parents to play AAU the summer after my freshman year. But remember, I told you guys, even though I got better, I still wasn't really that good. And I really was like, okay, me and my parents were thinking, how much is actual playing going to get me better when I still need to work on my fundamentals, when there still are some things about my game that I need to work on individually. So as a family, we decided that I'm not going to play AAU the summer after my freshman year. I'm just going to be training. We got a trainer. We're going to talk about who that person was and how significant he was to my career in that sophomore year video. But I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Remember, if you want a one-on-one evaluation, a breakdown that goes on the channel, or even if you want to set up a Zoom call with me to just talk, hit my website, btibasketball.com, in the description. Also, if you have just questions or need some advice on just some little things, hit my link for Noodle in the description. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. See you guys next time in the next video.